Hello, welcome to Endemic Times. My name is Amira. This is another continuation video that I'm doing on the global food crisis, particularly how it relates to the war in Ukraine and how that is affecting different nations. In this video, I will be looking at Afghanistan. So let's get into it. Almost half of the country's population, 20 million people, do not have enough to eat. Since the government situation changed last year, unemployment has increased and people's economic situation has deteriorated. Because the economy is not good, people come here to receive food. If there wasn't any aid, all these people would die because of hunger and poverty. According to the Global Standard for Food Insecurity, the IPC, nearly 20 million people are facing food insecurity, with 6.6 million facing acute hunger. Thanks to funding from UK aid and other donors this year, WFP has reached more than 17 million people with emergency food and nutrition support, as well as cash-based transfers that allow people the freedom of choice to address their family's most urgent needs. Not only is Afghanistan dealing with a number of challenges within its borders, the global food supply issues are worsening due to the Ukraine conflict, and rising prices are squeezing relief efforts and creating an additional weight to people's economic burden. There's also the fact that opium production has been made illegal by the Taliban in Afghanistan, which is also affecting just the general economy of these small farmers that got so much of their income from opium production and cultivation. And I do have a video that goes a little bit more in depth on the Taliban making it illegal to cultivate and produce opium in Afghanistan, and I'll link that at the end. We are seeing season after season of loss. This is something that stays with me and with all our staff working across the country. People have lost livelihoods, their sons and daughters have lost their childhoods. Girls are at risk of losing so many educational gains that were hard-won victories. That's one of the really big issues with this. In a lot of places where they finally did start to get access to electricity, now they can no longer pay for it. This seriously affects girls and women in particular, because they're normally, predominantly, the ones that have to stay home and see to the things that they may have been able to get more assistance with by having electricity. So when it comes to cooking and cleaning, because that is no longer available, it is very common for the girls and women to stay home and take on those tasks. And as it stated, these were victories that took quite some time to achieve. And because of this instability, it's going to make that even harder for women and girls. With the continued crisis in Ukraine, it's putting an even more strain on food imports and overall food security in nations like Afghanistan, Ethiopia, Somalia, and Yemen. And these are places that are already suffering and hard hit, that are going to continue to be hit very hard by this continuing crisis. And humanitarian aid is likely only going to continue to decline to these struggling nations because of the nations that normally provide them aid having such economic downturns themselves, like the United States and the EU in particular. So thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell. And if you'd like to check out more videos on this series, you can check out that playlist right here. Stay safe, take care, and remember to be kind to each other.